ladies. I guess, yes, we're all ladies tonight. Lori, Judy, and Christina. Yes. Well, welcome. We'll get started here by taking a comfortable, actually not a seat, but recline. Let's come into constructive rest. So coming onto the back, allowing the feet to connect with the earth, knees bent, and arms released by your sides. As you begin to release whatever it is from today or this week that you would like to let go of, allow the body to soften and relax. Let your chin move slightly towards the chest, bringing the forehead just a bit above the cheekbones and opening up the sinuses. Allow gravity to do its work and let the full weight of your body to release into the earth and rest. Soften all the muscles of your face. Relax your jaw and neck. And release the muscles of your shoulders and your chest. Bring awareness to all of the points of your body that are in direct contact with the earth beneath you. Noticing those points of the body that are resting a bit heavier, more firmly against the surface beneath you, maybe your sacrum, the back of your pelvis, your heels, your wrists. And then bringing awareness to those points on the body that are resting a bit more lightly against the earth. Maybe your fingers, toes, the tops of your shoulders. And as you tune into anything that you are in need of releasing, draw awareness to the mouth. Allow the roof of your mouth to widen and expand and soften. And as you release your palate, allow that unwanted emotion or those unwanted thoughts to be released too. Staying just as you are in constructive rest. Bring your palms to rest on your low belly, just below the navel and between the crests of the hip bones. And as you bring awareness to the rhythm of your breath, notice the movement of the body with the breath. And as you do so, on your next inhale, let the belly be soft as it rises. Keep one hand just as it is on the low abdomen, but allow your other hand to slide up so that it rests on the side of your low ribs. As you continue to bring awareness to your breath and the movement of the body, inhale, let the belly be soft as it rises and your rib cage expands. Allowing that same hand to continue resting on the low belly. Slide the hand that's on your rib all the way up to the very center of your chest. Let the palm of that hand rest on your breastbone. And as you inhale, let the belly be soft as it rises and the ribs expand and the chest broadens. So as you continue with the awareness on the breath, practice this three-part breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, the chest, breathing into the back of your heart, and then let it go. Inhale. Full, complete exhale. Maybe exhaling with a sigh. Two more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Last one. Let your hands slide down and off your body to return to your side and release. So still remaining in constructive rest pose, step your feet together so that the inner edges of your feet touch the calves, the knees, and the inner thighs. Arms stay heavy by your sides. Palms can face down, resting lightly on the earth. Take an inhale in place. And with your exhale, let both of your knees gently fall a couple inches to the right. Inhale, bring both knees back to center. Exhale, let both knees fall a few inches to the left. And then inhale back. Continue on just like that. Exhale, knees fall the same few inches over to the right. And inhale, knees to center. So as we begin to gently bring the spine into alignment, allow the movement to be gentle, coordinated with your breath. So allow your knees to fall that short distance. Full exhale. And then full inhale to bring them back to center. And the next time you exhale, both knees that tiny bit over to the right. Turn your head gently over to the left. As you inhale, bring the knees and your head back to center. And then exhale, knees fall a little bit to the left, head turns right. So as you continue this slow, gentle, mindful movement of the knees and the head. We've started from the lumbar spine and moved up to the thoracic and cervical sections of the spine to bring our full spinal column back into alignment. And the next time you inhale, bringing both knees and your head back to center, release. Step your feet apart, this time a bit wider than hip width, so that the outer edges of your feet come closer to the outer edges of your mat. From here, take an inhale in place. And as you exhale, let both knees again fall a little bit over to the right side. Inhale, bring both knees to center. And then exhale, letting them fall a little bit over to the left. Inhale back. So as you continue on your own, this time, allow your knees to fall a little bit further to each side each time. Still coordinating movement with breath here. And the next time you let your knees fall over to the right side, let them go as far as they comfortably go. Maybe tucking a rolled blanket under one knee, maybe the one closest to the earth, or maybe tucking that rolled blanket between the knees. Allowing the body to soften into this supine twist. Maybe your arms are comfortably resting where they are. Maybe you'd like to turn your palms so now they face up towards the sky, and then snow angel your arms up so that they're loosely framing your face. Still arms in contact with the earth. Maybe a big bend in the elbows. Maybe your arms are resting more in the shape of a T. As you're ready, bring your arms back to your side. On an inhale, press your low back to the earth and bring your knees to center. Exhale, this time letting both knees fall as far as they comfortably go over to the left. Using a rolled or folded blanket tucked under the left knee or maybe resting between the knees for some added support. And again, maybe your arms are comfortable just as they are. Or maybe you'd like to keep those palms facing up and sweeping the arms up to loosely frame the face. Allow those exhales to continue to be full and complete. Allow your breath to guide you into the supine twist on this side of your body. As you're ready, bring the arms back down by your side. Inhale, pressing into the low back and bringing the knees to center. Stepping the feet back to hip width apart. And if you'd like to windshield wipe the knees a few more times, letting them fall to either side. Feel free And as you're ready, come back to that constructive breath. This time, feet are hip width apart, measuring from the hip crest, the front of the hip bone, but then drawing the heels and the soles of your feet a little bit closer to your sit bone. Turn your palms to face down so they're resting lightly on the earth. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, press into the soles of your feet. Send your knees forward as you lift your hips into a bridge pose. As you inhale, gently lower the spine back to the earth. Exhale, press your feet down. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Send the knees forward. Lift the hips. Baby bridge pose. Inhale back. Continue on your own. Baby bridge flow. Exhaling, lifting the hips into bridge. And then inhale the spine to the earth. Or if you'd like to hold bridge, the next time you exhale, imagine drawing your heels towards your shoulders. Come into bridge pose and hold for a few breaths here. Perhaps drawing the shoulder blades together. And maybe pressing the balls of your feet more firmly into the earth. And as you are ready, whether you're flowing in bridge or holding steady, on an inhale, lower the spine one vertebra at a time back to the earth and release. Bring both knees over your hips so that your thighs are perpendicular to the body and the earth, and your shins are parallel to the earth. So your body's in the shape of a chair that's lying on its back. With your next inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky, palms face in. And as you exhale, draw that belly button towards the spine, engaging the muscles of the low belly. And then bend the elbows so that now your forearms are also parallel to the earth. Palms still face in towards one another. And your fingers point towards the wall behind you. So this is our starting point. And then from here, with your inhale, reach your right arm and your left leg up towards the sky, extending those opposite limbs long. As you exhale, bring them back to the starting point, bending your knee and your opposite elbow. Inhale, reach your left arm, right leg up towards the sky, and then exhale back. Inhale back to the right arm and left leg. Reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, return. So as you continue, inverted bug part 1 on your own. Allow the movement to coordinate with the breath. See if you can take the full inhale to move your opposite arm and leg up towards the sky. And that full, complete exhale to move them back. Exploring what it's like to bring an element of mindfulness and perhaps a bit of moving in slow motion to this exercise. As you are ready, come on back to that starting point. touch your feet down, release your arms, take a little rest. So moving on to another version of inverted bug, part 3. We're fast forwarding here. As you inhale, reach your arms and your legs straight up towards the sky. Palms still face in. And as you exhale, let the low ribs sink. Draw belly button towards the spine. Engage those low abdominal muscles. And then from here, this is our new starting point. From here, once again on the inhale, move opposite arm and leg. So move the right arm a little bit back towards the space behind your head, and your left leg a little bit forward towards the bottom edge of your mat. Exhale, this time bring your straight-ish limbs back to that center starting point. Inhale, left arm moves back, right leg forward. And then come on back to center. So as you continue here, again, opposite arm and leg move on inhale, arm back, leg forward, and then exhale, return. Keeping that mindfulness, that attention to the midline, and just moving as far as you can, arm back, leg forward, before the arch in the back begins to deepen. So we want to keep a neutral spine here. So maybe even moving just a few inches, keeping that integrity of midline, that neutral spine. That's actually where your the most benefit can be had. So this is not a matter of how far can you move, it's actually the integrity with which you move. And so a little goes a long way here. As you are ready, when it feels complete in your body, come back to that center starting point. Bend your knees, touch your feet down, and release the arms. Rest. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and rock side to side. As you come back to center, either roll all the way onto one side and push up, or rock and roll forward, coming through seated, and then keep that momentum going. And come on to hands and knees. Aligning both hands and knees hip width apart. So again, measuring hip width from the front of the hip bones, the hip crest. Allow a little micro bend in your elbows here. And as you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest for cow pose. Exhale, draw the pelvis back, round the spine for cat. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward, lift the heart. And then exhale, drawing the pelvis back, reaching the low back up towards the sky. Inhale, cow pose. And this time, as you exhale into cat pose, move your sit bones back towards your heels. So coming into a dynamic cat and cow. As you inhale, move your torso sit bones forward, tipping the pelvis forward, lifting the heart. Exhale, draw the pelvis back, rounding the spine and moving sit bones back towards your heels, like you're coming into child's pose. Inhale forward, tip the pelvis forward, lift the chest, cow. Exhale, draw pelvis back, round the spine, bring your sit bones closer to your heel. Last time, inhale forward, cow pose, shoulders come right over the wrist. And then exhale back, coming into child's pose, this time for real. Either drawing your knees closer together or separating the knees wide. And letting your forehead come to rest either on your mat, on a block, folded blanket, pillow, or maybe on your stacked stick. Notice the breath in child's pose. Notice if there's any restriction to your breath. And if so, wiggle around. Try to find some more comfort and ease. Maybe if you chose to have your knees together, maybe widen your knees. Maybe come forward back to table and try another version of puppy pose by keeping hips over knees and just moving the handprints forward, melting the heart, and bringing your head to rest on the earth or on something else. Inhale forward, coming back to table. From here, feel free to go into another round of cats and cows, or for downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees a couple inches, and then move your hips way, way, way back. Keep a very generous bend in your knees here. Let your head hang. And allow the spine to lengthen and decompress. Hips open. And then if you'd like to walk your dog, maybe let one heel then the other sink towards the earth and bend opposite knees. If you're in down dog, bend your knees a lot and set them down on the earth, coming back through table. And whether you were in cats and cows or down dog, lower all the way onto the belly, walking your hands forward and making a pillow with the backs of your hands to rest your forehead in crocodile. Soften the front body. Let it release into the earth. Allow your exhales to be full and complete, following them all the way to their end. Noticing on inhale how the belly presses against the earth. And on exhale how your chest might sink a little bit closer to the earth. Option here to stay just as you are in crocodile. If that's what your body's asking you for. If you'd like to come into prone mountain for some back strengthening, bring the palms of your hands to the sides of your low ribs, so still on the belly. And then keep your gaze directly down so your nose and your chin, both at the same time as possible, are almost touching your mat. Let your shoulders roll towards the mat so that your chest is directly in contact with it if it wasn't already. And then
let your elbows soften and fall a little bit away from your body towards the ground on the outer edges of your mat. So that will broaden across the shoulder blades and keep them ideally snug on the back. Without moving the position of your head, extend forward through the base, from the base of your skull through the crown, kind of like a turtle sticking its head out of its shell, has an energetic movement for humans. And then extend back through your legs, energizing, engaging the hamstrings, allowing the gluteal muscles to stay relaxed. And then keeping that extension forward through the crown and back through the legs. Press a few pounds of pressure into your palms to lift just a few inches in the upper back. So it's as if there's a string attached right between the shoulder blades that's just gently pulling the thoracic spine up, and the cervical spine follows suit. Real gentle, subtle back bend, but powerful. As you hold here for a few breaths, notice the belly pressing against the earth as you inhale in front mountain. And then the chest sinking back towards your mat as you exhale. So allow this pose to have some dynamic movement. And as you are ready, release. Find your crocodile. You'd like to come into prone mountain once more. Bring soften and fall a little bit away from your body. Extend forward through your crown and back through your legs, pressing a few pounds of pressure into your palms to lift those few inches in the upper back. As you hold prone mountain, extending forward and back, engaging low belly muscles and hamstrings, soft glutes. Allow your breath to make the pose dynamic. And as you're ready, release. Bring your palms this time right under your shoulders. Press into them to rise, coming back through tabletop and either right into child's pose or puppy pose, or take a little stop and down dog, tucking the toes, lifting your knees, and sending those hips way, way, way back. Again, knees can start off really bent here. And then maybe you'd like to slowly soften and lower your heels towards the earth, both at the same time. When you're ready, touch the knees down. If you're in child's pose, you can stay there for a few more breaths, and the people in down dog will meet you there. Inhale forward, coming back into table. And then from here, step back onto the ball of your right foot, runner's lunge. Option here to stay just as you are, or keep the right ankle flexed and float your right leg up so it's in alignment with your right hip and shoulder. And then maybe extend your left arm out to the left, palm face down. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, draw belly button to spine and bring your arm and knee back to table. Step back onto the ball of the left foot, runner's lunge. Option to stay here for a few breaths, or keeping the right hip over the right knee and the left ankle flexed. Float the left leg up in alignment with the shoulder and the hip. And then maybe extend the right arm out to the right, palm face down. Inhale. Draw belly button to spine and bring your hand and your knee back to table. And then from here, float your right arm out to the right once more, palm faces down, and then thread the needle. Thread the right hand under the left shoulder, lowering the right shoulder to the earth and the right side of your head. The left palm can stay planted as it is, or you can reach that hand forward, extending the arm long. As you are ready, bring your left palm back to the side of your head. Press into it to rise, coming back through table. And then floating the left arm out to the left, palm face down, thread the needle. Left hand comes under right shoulder. And the left shoulder comes to the earth, left side of the head. And again, your right hand may stay planted just as it is, or you may reach your right hand forward, extending the arm, reaching towards the wall in front, and sinking into the twist. As you are ready, bring that right hand back to the side of your head, press into it to rise, coming back through table. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, cow. Exhale, draw the pelvis back, round the spine, cat. Inhale, cow pose, and exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Inhale to neutral table. Lift your feet, sweep them over to the left side, and then set them down. Sink your hips back towards the earth, and then bring your feet forward. And bring your heels closer to your hips, either holding on to your shins or maybe reaching forward, and then lowering onto the spine. One vertebra at a time. Returning to constructive rest. Draw knees to chest here. Rocking side to side once more, giving yourself a hug and a squeeze. And then bringing your fingertips to rest on the kneecaps and moving the knees around, making circles in one direction and then the other. And release. Let the soles of the feet touch down on the earth. Constructive breath. So as we move into our Shavasana and transition from gentle movement to restorative, you can either let your knees fall in against one another and rest, or keeping your knees hip width apart, slide your feet forward, extend them long. Let your feet fall open. Your arms release by your sides, and your head rests. Coming into corpse pose, traditional Shavasana. Maybe grabbing a blanket to fold under your head or a pillow. Maybe covering yourself or putting on socks or a hoodie or a hat. Allow the body to soften and release and reap the benefit of your effort. Enjoy a few moments of stillness in Shavasana, and I will cue you when it's time to transition to another restorative pose. If you would like to transition to a restorative pose,
Please do. Maybe there's one tried and true favorite you'd like to come into. Maybe you'd like to simply roll a blanket and tuck it under the knees. Your basic restorative pose, so taking a blanket and rolling it along the long edge into a log, and then setting the knees over it, resting them there and reclining onto the back. Another option, if you'd like to come into bound angle, you'll need 2 pillows or 2 rolled blankets. And then from constructive, constructive rest pose, you'll bring your feet, knees, thighs together, and then turn the soles of the feet so that they press together in cobbler's pose, and let the knees fall open, supported by those pillows or rolled blankets. Let your body soften into the restorative pose of choice and release.
If you'd like to transition to a different restorative pose for our guided meditation, please do. Maybe you'd like to grab a second blanket or maybe a washcloth to fold and use as a eye pillow. Whatever you need to be a little bit more comfortable than you already are, please adjust. Grab whatever you need and settle in. As you're transitioning into a comfy space, just a reminder that Yoga Nidra is a form of guided meditation that can promote profound relaxation. It allows the body and mind to go to a no-stress zone where deep healing can take place. Students report feeling calmer and less stressed, with a greater sense of peace and well-being, and some describe having more energy and better sleep from the practice. Yoga Nidra is not so much something that you do as something that you feel and experience. It's a sense of light sleep with awareness. No right or wrong way to practice. Whatever you experience is okay. All that you are is welcome here. Please know that what I say is an invitation, a suggestion only. Please rest and listen with openness and curiosity, making this practice whatever it is you need it to be. So as you're settling into your space, I invite you to take several long, full breaths. And as you breathe deeply into the body, bring to mind your inner resource, your place of refuge within, a feeling of constant and continuous well-being, your own personal safe haven, where you feel secure, safe, and at ease. With each breath, feel yourself opening up to this inner resource of well-being, safety, security, ease. Feel each breath inviting in the different images, memories, smells, tastes, and textures that make you feel even more secure and at peace. Connect with the fact that this inner resource is unfolding inside of you, that it's not actually dependent on anything on the outside. You don't always have to go to a physical place that brings you peace. You can unfold the experience of peace that place represents for you inside of your being. If helpful, feel into your heart and affirm your heartfelt desire, that which you want more than anything else in life. Feel your heartfelt desire as true, even amidst any stressors that may be occurring in your life. Now bring to mind an intention for this practice of Yoga Nidra. Perhaps it's as simple as remaining awake and attentive to each moment of your practice. Now let the sound of my voice be your guide to support you in experiencing sensations and flows of energy
through various parts of your body. The center of your forehead, the base of the front of the neck, your right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, your right wrist, elbow, shoulder, the base of the front of your neck, your left shoulder, elbow, wrist, your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, your left wrist, elbow, shoulder, the base of the front of your neck, the center of your chest, the right of your chest, the center of your chest, the left of your chest, the center of your chest, your navel, pelvis, your right hip, knee, ankle, your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, your right ankle, knee, hip, your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, your left ankle, knee, hip, pelvis, navel, the center of your chest, the base of the front of your neck, the center of your forehead. You might note how all of these sensations, as well as passing thoughts, emotions, images, how everything is constantly changing, coming and going, without thinking, just perceiving. The entire body is a constantly changing field of radiant sensation. Sense all that you are now aware of. Maybe how sensation is a movement within your awareness. I invite you to feel back into awareness itself, sensing yourself as this spacious, unchanging awareness in which all of these changing sensations are arising and fading away. Changing sensation, revealing unchanging awareness. Notice how sensation changes in the body. I now invite you to take several long, deep breaths, inhaling. And as you exhale, maybe stretching your arms and legs out and away. Maybe place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your chest. On the inhale, draw the breath deep down into the belly, filling the entire torso. And then notice as the belly presses to gently squeeze out all the air. Long 3-part breaths. On the inhale, filling up the body with fresh oxygenated air, nourishing the blood. And on the exhale, gently release all the air. Continue for a couple more big, deep breaths. Your hands can remain as they are, or you can release them to your sides. Allow your breath to soften, maybe gently lengthening your exhales and allowing your breath to slowly fade to an effortless rhythm. Now, in your body, notice a part of your body that is very cool. The body cooling down. Cultivate sensations of coolness. Now, in your body, bring to mind a part of the body that is warm, heating up. Cultivate sensations of warmth. Now, bring together sensations of coolness and warmth at the same time, not combining them, but just being with the sensations of coolness and warmth at the same time. Notice how this affects your body and mind. Now, notice a part of the body that is very heavy. Maybe your heels or your wrists. Imagine sensations of heaviness. Now, bring to mind a part of the body that is very light, resting gently on the earth. Maybe your hair, your breath. Imagine sensations of weightlessness. Now, bring to mind both sensations of heaviness and weightlessness, not combining them, but just being with the sensations of heaviness and weightlessness at the same time. Notice the effect on your body and mind. Now welcome yourself as the observer of everything you're experiencing. Allow the observer to dissolve into simply being. Sensing the unchanging feeling of being in which all of these changing sensations are unfolding. Note how everything is arising in your awareness, including this simple feeling of being. If helpful, welcome yourself as the spacious openness of awareness, spacious and open, undeniable, no inside or outside, just awareness everywhere. Feeling how awareness is waiting and wanting to flood in, the peace that's always present. Allow yourself to simply rest in this stillness, pure being saturated with love. Welcome yourself as a unique expression of the wholeness of life, yourself and everything interconnected. Without going into thinking, sensing yourself as awareness and the felt sense of wholeness. Whole, complete, and perfect, just as you are, just as pure being. While feeling your wholeness, welcome in your inner resource of well-being, the felt sense of being grounded, secure, and at ease, connected to yourself, to the world around you, to all of life. The feeling of awareness, peace, the wholeness of being. Into this space, welcome and repeat your heartfelt desire. That which you want more than anything else in life. Welcome in your heartfelt desire with the feeling of life living you with purpose, meaning, value. If you like, make an intention that you have a sound and restful sleep tonight. As you are ready, come back to your wide awake state of mind and body, allowing the feeling of well-being to remain with you as you move back into your daily life. welcome and affirm your gratitude for taking this time to experience your health, your well-being, and your wholeness. Begin to sense your body and your breath and the room around you. Imagine going about your waking life, yet all the while awake and aware as simply being. The awareness in which all of life is unfolding. Feel free to stay as long as you like in your restorative pose. And if you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, the tongue in your mouth, maybe stretching and moving your body, alert, wide awake, but taking all the time you need. Either staying just as you are, or if you're ready, gently bending your knees towards your chest and rolling onto a side. Taking a few restful breaths in fetal position. And then feeling refreshed and renewed and re-energized, slowly press up to seated. If you haven't chosen to stay in your cocoon, this practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste.